We have a Brea deck here. What's the blurb? This is my Boros equipment. Oh, wait, no, this is not the correct blurb. Here's the correct blurb. The deck's goal is looping gearhulks. Okay, that's awesome. Right now, it's mostly focused on blink and artifact synergies, but I've been thinking about switching it to a graveyard-based recursion. I got the idea from Oil Deep Gearhulk alt art, where it looks like a stylized version of an armored core mech. I see. Okay. Cool. I don't have strong restrictions, apart from preferring either humanoid or artifact creatures. Okay, to keep the armored core theme. I'm trying to make the deck work in a more consistent manner and also actually close out games. So I don't know if you're already running it, and you're not. So I'm very excited to lend you this technology. I don't know if you're prepared for this. Legitimately, I don't know if you're ready for the technology I'm about to drop on you, but it's a game changer. It's not like a literal game changer. That actually has like a connotation, but it's like insane. Get ready. We're going to start with cuts though. Cut Brilliant Restoration. This card's so mid. I get it for like the mass mill stuff. Like if you want to, okay. Do you actually want to go like full graveyard recursion? Because I find that to be very fragile. Or do we want to stick with flicker? Or do you have a preference? Because I know you mentioned in the primer that you wanted to do graveyard recursion. I'm generally finding that to be like scary because it could be weaker. Like significantly weaker than what flicker can do for these gearhulks. Yeah, Cryogen Relic would be cool as hell if we did flicker. If you think Flicker is more resilient, I'd rather stay with that. Okay, perfect. In that case, I'm going to be cutting all of the things that mention the graveyard. And then we'll kind of work from there. I like the idea of Clever Concealment. I don't like it in a blue deck. I think counterspells are just better. It's worse against exactly like Supreme Verdict, right? But you have Ghostway and Eerie Interlude, which flicker your board. Ephemerate's great. An offer you can't refuse. Consult the star charts. Lae'zel's Acrobatics. Okay, these all make sense to me. Smuggler's Share I hate. Artificer class. First artifact you cast each turn. When this cast becomes level 2, reveal cards in the top of your library until you reveal an artifact card. Put that card in your hand, rest on the bottom. It's okay. It's okay. Generally not a Chromatic Lantern enjoyer. Your mana base already looks really good. There's a lot of talismans. But sure. I'll cut the scope. I'm not a fan of this. Mech Titan Core is hilarious. I'll let you keep it. So I think my first edition is going to be Muddle. Muddle the mixture, just being able to go like, okay, it's Mech Titan Core time is really funny to me. I don't like Golbez that much. It's fine, right? Mech Titan Core, it's fine. Cast artifact spells from your graveyard, it's fine. Like, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of graveyard recursion. I typically find that you have enough to do in a game of Magic regardless. Okay. I do find Mechadent Core to be fun, but mid. Yeah, I agree with that assessment. So, this is the gist. Yeah, we're doing a little bit wizard cycling. We're going to do Step Through. Of course, we're going to get Spellseeker. Right, so Spellseeker. Enters search your library for an instant or sorcery card with mana value 2 or less. You get Ephemerate. You can Ephemerate her twice. Wizard Cycling with Step Through lets you get either her or Archaeomancer. And then this is where we deviate from the normal Elk zone, because this is the perfect deck. And I mean the perfect deck for Transit Mage. When this enters, search your library for an artifact card with mana value 4 or 5. Reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle. And what do you run? Conjurer's Closet. So here's the gist. You go Transit Mage for Conjurer's Closet. Conjurer's Closet, then end step, flickers Transit Mage. You get a Gearhulk. And then now you're flickering a Gearhulk every turn from one card. That is the technology. And then you add a Felia because it's broken. Felia being able to blink non-creatures is just such a big value bomb. But if this goes against the Armored Core theme too much, we can go ahead and cut it because it's not a human or a artifact creature. Same thing with Soul Herder. I would add Soul Herder to this deck in a heartbeat, but it doesn't fit the theme. Vidalcan Aether Mage for an extra Wizard Cycler. I find that card to be mid as shit. Sorry to say. I think Vidalcan Aether Mage is actively bad in most decks. Because Step Through is not only one less mana, but it's able to be rebought off the Archaeomancer. It's so good. I would like to see an Archwave Innovation, I think. Okay, so we're doing some LARPing in chat, and that means Soul Herder is fine to add now, right? Because Soul Herder is very good. Because then you can get like an Imperial Recruiter in here. And then you're off to the races. So Imperial Recruiter, tutor Soul Herder flickers Imperial Recruiter. You get Riptide Gearhulk because it's 2 or less power. You're off to the races once again. Like, literally insane. So that's another 1 card engine to get your Gearhulks going. Yeah, Shroom would be really cool if we went more graveyard style of deck. But I do think the flicker angle is a lot better. Auton Soldier is really, really good. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Recruit the guard as well? No. What 2 toughness thing are we recruiting? Like, there's a few of them, I guess. You can recruit the Imperial Recruiter. It's just like, it feels like one too many steps. I don't like the Gnome. Once again, this is just like Sand Scout. Sand Scout's way better than Gnome, especially in a Flicker deck. So, out with the Start Your Engines lands, or... So cut those. I am hesitant of Inventor's Fair. Okay, now that we've freed up some slots. So I'm going to go a little against the mold here. Normally I add the untapped deserts. Here I think I'm going to add the crime deserts. So we're going to add the Azorius. 1. And then maybe we just go Mountain. So now we have Ramanop, Prime Desert, Arid Archway, Samut. Samut. Is there a Samut in this colors? No, there's not. I don't know if I like the austere command. We're kind of just flickering Riptide Gearhulk a bunch, which is the same thing as doing all that. Yeah, exactly, which is why I'm like a little bit hesitant about how many board wipes we have. Because it is just such a gross card. Maybe Blast Act out. I'm hesitant about the triple blue there. Triple black Massacre Worm. That's not a pilot or whatever. Okay, so now we have some more slots to play with. I want to kind of get a big artifact theme going. We already have Simulacrum Synthesizer in. We can do like Perplex. Perplex can be used to grab either Toxic Deluge or Simulacrum Synthesizer. Right? When is Dragon Shield going to be carrying the 3/3 elk pinup art? I do not know. I've not heard back from them, but they are going to be doing it eventually. I don't really like another round, I think. All right, so what other evil cards can we be running here? Ill-timed explosion. It's fine. I think I want to focus more on like making these artifact creatures cross the finish line and what the best way to do that is. So maybe it's like Lochiel is our first edition. Cybermen Squadron. Have a flicked 3. Is Cybermen Squadron a real card? Cybermen Squadron. Artifact creatures you control have Myriad. Yeah, fuck it. That seems pretty good. Standard Synthesizer runs Repurposing Bay into Fire Crystal for surprise haste. I guess, but nah. Shorikai Krang. Krang would be pretty good. When we go Krang, though, I kind of want to go Reanimator, and that kind of brings us back into the graveyard zone, which is a little bit weird to me. It's a little bit weird to me. Because we are kind of moving off of that from the beginning. But if we had Krang, I want to add Buried Alive and Reanimates and stuff. Why are we running Coveted Jewel? Sorry, I just failed to understand that one. Other artifact creatures have flying. When this creature enters, each one becomes a 4/4 art. I mean, this seems like Armored Core adjacent. Call me crazy. Depth Shaker. Shake it, baby. Yeah, I want to kind of keep this a curve out deck. Coveted Jewel is fun to blink. I guess so. Sure, we can keep Coveted Jewel because it's on theme. The card's just not bad. I just typically see it with Displacer Kitten, and I don't think Displacer Kitten belongs in this deck. Even though it fits the Flicker theme, it just doesn't fit the whole, like, mechs and mech, you know, mech fellows. Like, we're not running Belly for the same reason. Oh, yeah, true, like some of the prototype mechs. And Prototype's really good with Flicker. Like, I'm already thinking of the white one. Yeah, Combat Thresher. When this creature enters, draws a card, you can prototype it for 3 mana, and then it's a 7 mana 3/3 double striker. And then Steel Seraph. I'm going to argue against Teleportation Circle because Conjurer's Closet non-bows with it. And then you do the Idiot card. SimSynth is already in. Thopter Spy Network. I don't know if I like Emery that much here. Emery is a very good card. Do not get me wrong, please. But I just think here it's just not fitting. And that frees up a slot just to add like a Dovin's Veto. Right. Mechanized production. It's a cute idea. I think it's a little too fragile for my taste. All right, let's play test this thing. I need to swap my price preferences back, by the way. Something like this. Okay. Let's play test this out. Can't keep this hand. Can keep this one though. Draw Bloodstained Mire. You get here we run Meticulous Archive, but nothing else. So let's do Triome. And then this turn you go tapped Watery. This turn is Node Land Drop. Sand Scout. Arid Archway. Bounce Rogren, replay Rogren. Next turn, you know, they go white, flicker the Sand Scout. Get your Lonely Arroyo. Right, this is so much better than the Deep Gnome Terramancer. It's because you guarantee it. And then you can just like kind of drop a Toxic Deluge, X's 5, clear the board. And then here you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Combustible Gearhulk. I imagine you're taking the damage. Yeah, the Sand Scout getting Arid Archway so you can flicker it is just so insane. So I imagine where you're taking damage. Holy shit, you take 13, idiots. Blue, 1, 2, Urza. Blue, 1, Muddle. Honestly, you probably just hold up Muddle. Muddle your mixture. Imperial Recruiter. Riptide. White, blue. I guess you tap this for the recruiter. And then 1, 2. Okay, let's retrace our steps here. Red, 1, 2. Imperial Recruiter. Get Riptide Gearhulk. Blue. No, white, blue, 1. There you go. Now you can Riptide Gearhulk. Transmute is only at sorcery speed. Yeah, I didn't transmute it. I used it to counterspell. So this card has 2 modes. You can transmute it, and then you can also counter a spell. And what I did is I countered a spell that turn. Because I played Urza, and I figured people might have something to say about that. So I decided to hold it back as a counterspell. Yeah, I know people are used to playing like Dimir Machinations and stuff, and like only using it to like, oh, here's all these cards that are only run for the transmute. And like, I only run like Muddle the Mixture and like cards I would actually cast that are also transmutable. Anyway, this feels like it's doing its thing, which is nice to see. I kind of want a second counterspell in here, and I think the Wanderer is just too slow. Once again, just going back on these board wipes, we kind of had too many, I feel. Especially since Flickering Riptide Gearhulk is just such a war crime move. Like, I don't think you need the help, especially since you should consider Perplex to be a Toxic Deluge. Like, who in this room would pay 6 mana for a Toxic Deluge? I know I would sometimes, like, depending on the board state. Like, 6 mana for a Toxic Deluge, like, could be worth it sometimes. I probably don't like Sword of Hearth and Home. It also seems a little slow. Okay, so we have 2 slots to play with now. Question is what? Satya. Yeah, Satya is just an incredible suggestion. There's no two ways about it. Satya is just an insane recommendation. When it attacks, create a tapped and attacking token that's a copy of up to 1 target non-token creature you control. So you make some mech. It's a human artificer that makes a mech. You sack it at the beginning of the next end step, but who cares? You just got a noxious gearhulk that hit your opponent and also killed their creature. Like, that's just insane. Hmm. What else to include, though? I think your Sholta might come out. Also like a cat girl. And we're in the Armored Core universe here. We don't have cat girls. So I think we're gonna go with like negate. I like negate because it's very mana not intensive, right? It's double blue here is like pretty tough, but like negate 1 in a blue is very nice. Dovin's Veto, like being 2 different colors of mana, is also very nice. We run all the Gearhulks, right? There's not a Gearhulk that got omitted. We don't run Torrential. I think it's just a bit hard too, right? Yeah, it's just not on theme. Bummer. Isn't Esper Urza pretty cracked? It's okay. I think that just like Jaxus it up, right? Jaxus is just dumb. Like we have Soul Herder and stuff already. The rare. Get ready. This is so rare. Surveil 1. Top. Move to discard. Low shield. Get Ephemerate. There's an Azorius Urza that can pump. Yeah, hang on. Urza break. Quick Urza break. I see. I think it is a little too slow for me. I like the hardened, like, whatever the enchantment's called. It's not hardened steel. It's, you know what I mean, though. This song is in a 9-way tie for my favorite Nina song. Dude, I just like Nina a lot. Nina has this one song. I think this is my favorite Nina song right here. Not to end your 9th favorite, but this one is awesome. I think Draftna might be a bit expensive in terms of mana value. Okay. there needs to be one like piece of glue, like a glue card that can hold this all together, right? Like we have the flickering, we have the artifacts. Like what's the last piece of the puzzle here? Is it like scour for scrap? It feels like there's like a little piece missing. We're like so close. You know what I mean? Transit Mage. Transit Mage was the first thing I added to this deck practically. I'm going to cut up Plains and add Lorien Revealed. And then we can add Scour for scrap. Roaming Throne. It wouldn't be bad. Roaming Throne would not be bad. But yeah, Scour for scrap I think is it. They have Scour for scrap, Lorien Revealed. I'm trying to increase the mana value of the deck a little bit because I like how big the deck is getting, and I like that combustible Gearhulk angle of like, do you really want me to... Do you really want to get nuked? Because, so like, changing a land into Lorien Revealed, for example, is a very good way of doing that. Is MDFC type land. Maybe like a Seagate Restoration. Ondu Inversion can be your board wipe. Run an Amaria's Call. You could run Blood-Soaked Insight. Little Suppression Ray. Pinnacle Monk. Get Pineapple Monk in here. And all this is in service of the Combustible Gearhulk increasing its average damage. So I'm going to remove a tap land. Probably Uthros. Or maybe it's Xander's Lounge. I think Xander's Lounge is worse than the Rogren Triumph. Rafine's Tower. Mountain. You can run one basic Mountain. You get Restoration is worse than an island. And then Ondu. 40. We have a 101 card deck. Probably Orzhov Basilica. Slicer. It's a cute idea, Slicer, but I think we're good to just try this out now. Repurposing Bay. Now that's an interesting idea. Academy Ruins isn't here. Academy Ruins is a colorless land, and I don't like those in this deck, I'm afraid. I kind of think we can have one colorless land and that's it, and we already have Inventor's Fair. I think this deck crumbles the second you add more than one. Desync is awful in this deck. We already have the Gearhulk that like tucks everyone's cards. Like, I don't know why we'd be bouncing everything for our opponents. That seems a little weird. Fluted Delta, and then that turns into Rogren. Like, isn't this song awesome? I like this one a lot. But yeah, I think this Nina song's really good. Okay, polluted Bloodstained Mire just gets a... Hayden, thank you for getting a deck review for last week. I think that's our last one, so... Sacred Foundry. Who is this? It is good, yeah. You can read it above my head. It's Nina Jirachi. Get a low shield down. White, red, blue. Darn. We don't have a black. This is why I'm like so anal about pips, by the way. Blue, 1/2, Thopter Spy Network. Next turn. Oh, upkeep. If we control our artifact, we don't. Depressing. But here's Titan Core, and then next turn we get a Thopter. That draws us a card because of low shield. 1, 2, 3. Combat Thresher. That draws us a card because it enters and draws a card. And then you play Flooded Strand, and then you crack Flooded Strand, and then you go View Library. And you get a Plains. And then you go 1, 2, 3, Ghost Way. This is now a full-size boy, and you draw 2 cards. This is gone. And then your next turn. And then, we control an artifact, so we get a Thopter again. We then draw a card. You go Archway of Innovation. We do control an island right here. So you need a black still? I mean, we're not casting Brea. So we're probably fine. I would like to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cyberman Squadron. Stuff has Myriad. Swing the Combat Thresher. You get 2 Combat Threshers. Those both draw you cards. These then deal damage to people. And if one gets through, you get 2 cards off that one. Like, this is funny. For certain. Yeah, like, Brea isn't here because we love Brea. Yay, we cast her every game. Brea's here because she's an ETB creature. That is also all of her colors. Right? And then sometimes she does stuff with artifacts, right? So I do feel that was pretty slow. I'm going to cut Secret Rendezvous. I think the double white is actually pretty bad. Okay, I'm going to hit you with this thought. ID. O artifact. O creature. I want to see what commanders they've made. What push-task commanders they made for artifact creatures, and then we can kind of just stick one in the deck. Abuelo would be pretty decent, actually, but he's a ghost. And those don't exist in Armored Core. There must be something that's just insane, right? I could put Golbez back in. I don't know. I just don't think he fits. I just don't think bro fits. Dorkadine's fucking stupid in the right deck. If you make enough Thopters, this guy's a fucking menace. I don't want it to be Krang. We don't have a good way to cheat Krang, and like I said, I think this deck might be more fun as a not a graveyard deck. I mean, like, when in doubt, add Right of Replication, right? Belden, once again, I'm just not interested in doing a lot of graveyard stuff with this deck. When in doubt, add Right of Replication to your ETB Matters deck. Okay, this is super keepable. Selesnya. Or Azorius, turn 1. Aha. Windswept Heath. Brogren. Shotgun Steam Vents. Here's my Simulacrum Synthesizer. Top. Fire not the cut. This is blue, red, or no, white, blue, red, black, Brea. And then we get a construct. This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then now you go red. From a graveyard. So any graveyard. That's insane. I think instead, let's just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here's Depth Shaker Titan. Any number of non-creature artifacts become 3/3s. We also get a car instruct. So these all have melee, trample, and haste. Like, oh my god. This is turn 6. I just realized too, you can sacrifice 2 artifacts like this and then Coal Stork Gearhulk this thing back into play. That's absurd. Okay, I think it's about good to go. I mean, add big mana value artifact creatures, stupid. I'm going to take one more look at prototypes. Just to see. Getter Bee Battalion could be worth a consideration. That's about it. All right, yeah, I think that's just good to go then. Thank you for getting a deck review.